NSLS members, welcome to NSLS Extra Credit with Andrew Yang. Tonight, Andrew is going to answer some questions that weren't seen during his broadcast. Okay, Andrew, let's jump right into our first question. Andrew, what does leadership mean to you?
Leadership means taking on a goal that's bigger than yourself and caring about people. I think those are the two key elements of leadership. As long as you're fighting for a goal that's not about me, and you genuinely care about what's happening to, let's say, the people that are supporting you or working in your organization, that's leadership in my book. The primary element of management that I've seen is that if your people think that you care about them, then they will care about you and what you're saying.
Great answer.
Also, the reverse is true. If they don't think you care about them, then it's much harder. so things that managers do that seem like okay, whatever. If they just spend time with you and like take a cup, just spend have a cup of coffee with you or whatnot, that stuff goes a long way. So if you're ever in position to manage or lead anything, just try and spend time with the people that you're meant to be leading. And you might think, hey, did that make a difference? It totally will.
I agree. Be human, right? Be a social, empathetic human being. It goes a long way. So what's one thing you know now that you wish you knew then? And by then, it could be any point in time, your time in college, when you first started your career, etc.
When I was the age of a lot of the students who are here, I was not someone anyone would think would run for office. I was pretty unhappy, uncomfortable, lonely. Those are some of the words I would use to describe myself. And I wish I'd known then that I would end up finding like a place in the world, really, whether that's my wife, Evelyn. I think that's the biggest thing, because a lot of the time I was very concerned or lonely about ever finding a date or a girlfriend or, someone that I'd spend time with in that way. And if I could have known then that everything would be fine and, I'd end up meeting a wonderful person and get married and have kids and all that jazz, I think I would have really relaxed a lot. So my guidance to many of you is that these stresses that you have that are sometimes overpowering when you're young, know that most all of them end up getting resolved very naturally, and that you should try and make the most of the time you have, even if you're not immediately achieving a particular goal. Just try and develop yourself and take care of yourself, and then some of these goals come in their own good time. But it is true. It's like if you track down younger me, I was pretty sad, and second, a lot of my concerns were more around personal relationships than some worldly ambition.
That explains why you love the Smiths so much in your youth, I guess.
Yeah, if you listen to this music, then you get a sense of younger me. Another person that was my breakup album or Get Rejected by a Girl album, was Sarah McLachlan. Can you relate, Devin? Sarah McLachlan, definitely some very sappy, sentimental stuff.
Absolutely. And I will say, in my former life, before I came over to the NSLS, I was in the music industry, and I worked at Arista Records with Clive Davis for many, many years. And Sarah McLachlan was one of our artists, and she is a super sweet human being. Yeah, can't say enough about Sarah. So please tell us about a time when you faced a setback, which at the time felt like a failure, yet it turned out to be a great learning experience.
Oh, wow. The most obvious prominent failure was when I started my first business that flopped. and it flopped publicly in the sense that when you're serious about doing something, this is, by the way, a test for you all, a test for yourself and for others. When someone says, hey, I'm going to do something, you only need to take it seriously when they tell everyone they know that they're doing it, because then they can't not do it. There's no going back. So when I say that my failure was public, it was public in the sense that I told all my friends and family, hey, I'm going to start this company. And then when the company failed, then everyone would know that the company failed. I still believe that this is 100% the right thing to do. You have to tell everyone you know you're doing something, because one, it again demonstrates that commitment that is a prerequisite to anything positive happening. But two, it's a call to action, because people that care about you will sometimes help. And not all of them will help, I've got to be honest. But they won't have a chance to help unless you actually ask them in that way. So my company failed, and it was a really, really tough experience, but I ended up learning a ton from it, and it made me much more resilient for years afterwards.
That's great. That's great. Thank you. You only fail when you give up. You've heard that before. So thanks for sharing.
Or you fail when you fail, because that company definitely failed, and I definitely did give up because it failed. Well, but I mean, I gave up on that company. I didn't give up on generally doing positive things. And after that company failed, you know what I did? I got a job, which is what you do. I got a job at a company where there was another manager and leader who I could learn from. So like that's just the nature of the development process.
Andrew, thanks so much for doing some extra credit with us. NSLS members, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.